Our today's crime story is about the Australian serial killer, the baby-face serial killer, Carl Anthony Williams. He was born on 13 October 1970. He was an Australian convicted murderer and drug trafficker from Melbourne, Victoria. He was the central figure in the Melbourne gangland killings as well as its final victim. He was sentenced by the courts many times. After his conviction he was sentenced to life imprisonment. In his sentence he was imprisoned for 35 years, with non-parole for ordering the killings of his three main victims and conspiracy to murder the fourth one. The babyface serial killer enlisted the help of others willing to perform the contract killings in exchange for money. Carl Williams was admitted to Broadmeadows Technical School. During his early life, he left the school when he was only 11 years old. Carl Williams was living with his older brother Shane in Western Melbourne and with his friends. His brother Shane died of a heroin overdose. He was married to a lady drug trafficker Roberta Mercier. She was also a convicted criminal. They had one daughter, Dakota. She was born in 2001. Carl Williams was actually a laborer. He tried to open a children's clothing store in partnership with his convicted wife, which eventually failed. Carl Williams, along with his father, George and another fellow, were arrested in November 1999. The allegation was drug trafficking after a raid on a fur-close unit in Broadmeadows illegal drug factory. In this raid the police seized an estimated to be worth of 20 million amphetamine tablets. Carl Williams, the baby-face Australian serial killer, who described himself as a professional gambler, was also banned from the Crown Casino. His mother Barbara found dead in her Melbourne home. She had been suffering from severe depression. An interesting story about the baby-face Australian serial killer was published in Press, in 2011. The story revealed that the police authorities were paying the school fee of the serial killer's daughter. According to sources, Carl Williams helped the police to solve some important cases in exchange of money. In 1999 the Melbourne gangland killings rise, due Carl Williams. He was shot in the abdomen by another person, Jason Moran, because he owed the Moran family $80,000. This gave rise to the underworld war known popularly as the Melbourne gangland killings. Mark Moran, a citizen, was shot to death in 2000, at his home in Aberfoyle. Carl Williams was due to stand trial for his murder, but the charge was dropped when he pleaded guilty to other murders. In 2003, Jason Moran and another friend Pasquale Barbaro were shot while they sitting in Moran's car at a football club in Essendon. These murders were carried on Carl Williams' orders by his two associates. These killings were witnessed by about 6 children. The victims were dead on the spot. In 2003, Mark Mallia, an associate of murdered underworld criminal, Nick Radve. Another person, named Marshall, was shot outside his luxury South Yarra home in front of his 5-year-old son in the same year. Lewis Moran was fatally shot in the inner-city Brunswick club in 2004. Carl Williams pleaded guilty to his murder also, by the court. Carl Williams was also convicted to conspiracy to murder gangland rival Mario Condlo. His conviction was prevented from the media reporting until the day of his sentencing. Carl Williams was not charged for his alleged involvement in orchestrating the murder of Mark Moran, Jason Moran's half-brother. Carl Williams, the Australian serial killer, was already serving a 22-year sentence, in 2007, in charged murder of Michael Marshall murder in 2003. Carl Williams was sentenced for life imprisonment 2 times, for murders of Jason Moran and Mark Mallia. Carl Williams, the Australian serial killer, was also sentenced for 25 years, by the courts, twice, in 2007, in murder cases of Lewis Moran and Mario Condlo. He was sentenced about more than 9 times by the court in total, in different charges of murders and robbery. Carl Williams died from severe head injury while incarcerated at Barwon Prison in 2010. A fellow prisoner, Matthew Charles Johnson, who was convicted for the murder, and sentenced in 2011 to 32 years in jail. There was speculation that the police may have agreed to pay the school fees in exchange for information, and that publication of the story may have led to William's death. Kindly don't forget to subscribe and like our channel for more videos. Thank you for watching this video.